If you're watching this and you're against fox hunting, then please consider subscribing to the channel and dropping a like. The more of you who do so, the more people we can educate about what really goes on in the countryside. The huntmaster of the Western Hunt was found guilty at Truro Magistrates Court after a cat was mauled to death by his pack of hounds in Cornwall earlier this year. Which one's lucky. Not above the law anymore, are you? There they go.
Walk of shame.
All four of them. John Lanyon Sampson was found guilty of being the person in charge of dogs dangerously out of control in a private or public place. He was fined £480 in order to pay £350 compensation to Carly Jose, the cat's owner. We believe this is the first time a huntsman has ever been convicted under the Dangerous Dogs Act when the incident has involved another animal as opposed to a human, and as such this will set important precedent going forward. Keep the Band have supported the Minnie's Law campaign since March, and back in April we sat down with Carly to talk about what took place that day.
I ran around to the back garden with my neighbour and he said one of the cats was in the back garden lying there, and it was Minnie, yeah. I don't really remember much for those couple of minutes. I just remember holding her in my arms, not knowing what to do, just, yeah, panicked. I just miss her loads.
Hey, you're on video. It was him.
You just feel you're not doing enough. You should be doing more, and the idea that it could happen to another animal, any animal. Why should anyone be put through this? Because they want to have fun. This is their idea of fun. We haven't been having fun. We can't sleep. We can't do things as normal because all I'm thinking about is Minnie's not at home, and my children had to see that and had to go through that. I had to put my children through that pain because of them.
On the day of the trial, it was stated in court that a dog shall be regarded as dangerously out of control on any occasion on which there are grounds for reasonable apprehension that it will injure any person or assistance dog, whether or not it actually does so. The defence barrister acting on behalf of Sampson claimed that based on this section of the law, there had to be proof of reasonable apprehension that the hounds would injure a person as opposed to an animal, in this case a cat. In response, the court legal advisor clarified to the magistrates that this was not an exhaustive list of circumstances. However, there was not any precedent or case law of a huntsman being found guilty under this law. The magistrates decided that the general understanding of the term dangerously out of control could in fact be applied to the incident at hand, in which hounds from the Western Hunt mauled Minnie the cat to death in a quiet residential street. While Sampson was handed a small fine, the verdict would set a long-lasting precedent. Hunts are no longer exempt from the Dangerous Dogs Act.
This was the moment on a sunny Saturday in March. 6 or 7 hounds out exercising ran into a housing estate and attacked a pet cat called Minnie outside her home. A member of the hunt is seen picking up the cat. Its body was found afterwards in a neighbour's garden. The huntmaster of the Western Hunt, John Sampson, seen here outside court, had been out exercising the hounds in the Madron area when some of the hounds broke off into the housing estate before attacking and killing 14-year-old cat Minnie. Mr. Sampson chose not to give evidence in court. In a statement given to police, he accepted he had been responsible for the hounds that day. When asked if hunt staff had been given any training to mitigate risk, he said, "We haven't got anything on paper." Previously, the Western Hunt released a statement which read, "Incidents of this nature involving hounds are incredibly rare due to the professionalism with which the hounds are managed. However, the hunt has taken this matter very seriously and is reviewing their procedures to prevent any reoccurrence." Minnie's owner, Carly Jose, has since been pushing for a change to hunting laws. Today, she said she was satisfied by the verdict.
I'm just feeling that today has set a precedent for hunts. It's not acceptable to kill people's pets in their own home, and that will not be acceptable going forward. He's got a conviction, that's what we wanted.
This is a landmark moment when it comes to dealing with those who for too long have thought they are above the law. Today's verdict was the right one, and although the punishment was small, it will set a precedent for future cases. This hunt was responsible for the killing of a cat in a quiet residential street, and they were never going to get away with it. These dogs were dangerously out of control, and the guilty verdict reflects this. We hope this is just the beginning of the end for the Western Hunt, who shockingly claimed £10,000 in a taxpayer-funded COVID grant last year, and who have already been caught trespassing on National Trust land in recent weeks. This guilty verdict is a wake-up call that they are no longer above the law, and sends out a strong message to hunts across the country that their reckless behaviour will no longer be tolerated.